if you have a patent in an industry like energy or something that's very innovative that can help, hopefully change the world, I would probably skip universities and go to the companies that it would affect the most. Go to the big companies that could use your idea or your patented invention that could then take it to market and you can license it and be a part of the team as they grow it.
Sure. So EB Ventures, let us know, what is EB Ventures, and how did you get that started?
Well, it's kind of was over time and of course, but my for-profit is called Empire Builders. That's what the EB stands for. And under my nonprofit, Empire Builders Foundation, we have created and have launched in the last several months a nationwide investor platform to connect investors to deals and founders under a mission-based application. So through our nonprofit, we're able to help people from marginalized communities, disadvantaged areas with a dream of business ownership. And so the investor dues and donations and sponsors really help us coach, consult, and provide capital through the investors for those people. But also the investors bring in their own deals, and we help facilitate deals of all types.
My goodness, that's awesome. And so ebuilders.us, this is your nonprofit.
The EB that's just my email, but the nonprofit is Empire Builders Foundation. And so you got Empire Builders Foundation, and then EB Ventures is a division of Empire Builders Foundation. But you can find out about the nonprofit and the investment network at ebventures.org.
So ebuilders.us, that is where you offer services
for the for-profit.
For-profit. Love that. That's so good. I feel like a lot of our clients could benefit from your services. You and I just met. I was floored with what you're offering. I mean, this is exactly what most of our clients need, is access to capital, being on a stage where they can say and specify what exactly they've come up with and pitch. I think the biggest question I would have, let's just start with this. When you work with a new client and they're kind of at this excited stage that they got this cool thing they want to build a business around, how do you prepare them for pitching? What are some of those steps they should take?
That's a great question, JD. And it really depends on what the service or idea is. There's a general thing I want to go through. I want to learn everything about what they do, how they do it. I want to understand who they are, because when you're pitching, you're not just pitching an idea, you're pitching yourself, you're pitching the team, you're pitching whether or not you're the people to take this to market. You're pitching the product. Is it a good idea? Is it scalable? Is it unique? So there's a list of probably at least, I don't know, 25 to 50 questions I may ask a person just to understand where they're at and what direction they need to go in. Whether that it's an idea that's, it's a neat idea, but it's not real scalable, that may just be an SBA loan. That may be just a friends and family help them get started. Or if it's something that's truly scalable, the private investment world is going to be more interested in, because they're looking for something that they can get a big return on their investment dollars that can grow significantly once it hits the market. So it really depends when I talk to people and figure out what it is they're doing and whether or not they're looking to scale it. Are they looking to, something, an idea they just want to sell? One of the reasons as you guys work with trademarks and patents, a lot of people really just want to license or get a patent, and so they can license it and just sell the use of it. And that's a whole different marketing strategy. And I work with a lot of potential founders that actually come through the university systems where they've been through incubators or whatnot. They develop patents, and it's got a little more complicated because technically they don't own all of the patent, and they may not. Commercialization is a whole other factor that they have to deal with when they come out of the university way of life. So it just depends on who's coming from where and what they're looking to do.
That's cool. Very, very cool. And so that first discussion can be pretty eye-opening, I bet. What are some of those first couple projects? Just for someone who's on their own, they got a new device. Let's say I was talking about door handles, but earlier before Matt, you were on. I got a new door handle, something really simple, new product. It's a smart door handle. Okay, but I'm on my own, and all I've got is a patent. But I want to get started. What's some of the advice you would kind of work on with me?
Well, if you have a patent, that's a big step forward already. So that means that you have found an idea that's very unique. You was able to get a patent on it. And now the question now is, I want you to then do some research and find out, okay, have you done the research? What will it take to build your doorknob? What will it take to get it to market? What will it take to see how to turn it in from an idea into a business? And if we can find a lane for that, then it's a good chance that we may be able to get someone to believe in it and want to invest in it. But yes, there's always different options for that. Are you wanting to license it? But what do you want your role to be to seeing your idea come to life, to see it go to market? So just a lot of questions I need to ask this person at that stage. And there's so many different resources they can go to work their way up, whether it's incubators, accelerators. And I may not be the right person at first for them to talk to, but I will send them to the right person that can help them at wherever stage they are to get to the next stage and then figure out where you need to be long term.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, door handles may be relatively simple, but I know we've got quite a few inventors that they've discovered some massive, huge things, right? Let's talk, energy conservation or where the energy production, where to actually create a system to build it would be easily, seven figures plus. And so that's interesting. You mentioned universities, collaboration, where you could actually get other people involved. And I'd like to hear more about that. How have you built networks, and how do you make those introductions to incubators or universities for individuals that aren't necessarily starting out?
I've got a great example of that because I've worked with several companies along that line. The University of I live in Lexington, Kentucky, and so our major university is in Lexington. So I have a direct relationship with the Innovation and Commercialization Department there, as well as with the Commercialization Department with the state, which deals with all the universities in the state of Kentucky. So in many ways, if there's something that they have looking to nurture their idea in that environment, I can send them directly to people. But I also was helped the first US based team graduate through the MIT REAP program at MIT, which is a regional entrepreneurial acceleration program. And they have a phenomenal thing at MIT for companies looking to go into commercialization and innovation. And I have sent some advanced ideas to them because it was something that they could actually take, move, and provide more resources to some of those inventors at that level because of the university size and amount of money that backs MIT for innovation. So it really depends on what they're trying to do and how they're set up. It's very funny you said something about energy because I was just on a call today with a company or a company that's trying to raise $6.6 billion for hydrogen energy technology.
There we go.
So
That's
that
eight digits. There we go. That's what's up.
eight digits, 8 digits. Well, no, it's
No,
more.
it's
That's
more. I'm sorry.
10 digits. You're off a couple digits on that. So
Yeah.
yeah, but and I had some advice that might be a bit of a stretch for your first raise. But anyway, so that's a whole nother story. But anyway, what I'm getting at is there are resources out there. If you have a patent in an industry like energy or something that's very innovative that can help, hopefully, change the world. I would probably skip universities and go to the companies that it would affect the most. Go to the big companies that could use your idea or your patented invention that could then take it to market and you can license it and be a part of the team as they grow it. That is probably the fastest way on the private side to get your idea to the public and also to earn you a lot of money and get in the marketplace the fastest and get additional protections because that company is going to want to protect your patent as much as you are to keep it from getting out to other people to take it from you.
Now, do you help individuals reach out and contact some of these large companies?
I have in the past. Yes, I have.
Okay,
Because
cool.
I mean, it's basically just a call and a recommendation. Say, hey, you might want to look at this in their research and development department or in their. There's really not under research and development. A lot of the corporations now, they really just have an investment side to look for companies like this or ideas like this that they can come in and partner with founders so that they can help develop these ideas because they've pretty much gotten rid of most of the research and development except for really high proprietary ideas that they want to have that's been created within the companies. But most companies have shredded the research and development because they don't want to pay one or two people to play around in the lab. They'd rather work with a founder who had a great idea. It's already figured out the answer, and then come bring them aboard as far as in their system to help take it to market.
Hey Vince, I'm gonna jump in here. Can you tell me a little bit about you and your background, and then is there any specific like vertical that like that's your bread and butter? That's like majority of the work that you do.
Well, I'm gonna give you tell you back my whole background real quick in about a minute. So I was a math major in college. I graduated from the University of Kentucky. My first job out of college with Procter and Gamble, which was a great leeway to me becoming a coach and a consultant years later, because they knew SOPs, they knew systems, they knew Kaizen, they knew just-in-time production before anybody did, and they knew how to make things the right way and get high efficiency. So it was a great learning ground. Next, after that, I got into financials, into mortgages, commercial loans, business loans. if it weren't for the last recession, I'd probably be on a beach now. I'm going to be talking to you guys. Then after that, after the last recession, I became a consultant. Started off with bigger companies, and then I eventually started about a decade working with startups and smaller companies. They knew my background of loans and numbers. They said, well, if you ever raised private investment? I said, no. But if it's money and numbers, I know both, so it shouldn't be hard. And it wasn't. So I've helped raise over $100 million in the last decade and really became a local expert in my state. And again, they were put me on the team that led the first U.S.-based team through MIT through the state of Kentucky. But all that just kind of just brings us up to speed. So I've done consulting, I've done coaching, and I've worked with a lot of different companies from every level of company, from idea on a piece of paper to Fortune 500. So it's been a nice ride, and the ride just keeps getting better as I keep working and trying to do things and help more people along the way.
Cool. You find yourself working on the product side more, or for service companies?
Right now it's about even, but it's leaning. Even the product size is leading more into tech ideas, or I'm raising capital for 2 companies right now. I've got a patented mattress product I'm raising capital for. I'm working on a new investment platform that can actually manage digital and fiat or regular currency in real time that could have stopped the FTX nightmare back a year and a half, 2 years ago. So I've just got a lot of neat companies that I'm working with that are raising capital, and it's from a product to a platform to AI. It all kind of has this lane and place to fit.
Let's wrap this up with kind of maybe some of your best advice, lessons learned for entrepreneurs. Kind of looking backwards, what would they have done more of? What would they have done less of as they get started? Talking right now, let's say to our audience who is just getting started, has that idea.
Well, one thing I want to kind of give this as a preference to all of your potential founders that are thinking about raising capital, and just understand one thing: when you go to raising capital, it's like being dropped in a foreign country that speaks a foreign language. Do not feel dumb. Do not feel there's no stupid question. You don't know it because it's not what you do for a living. It's like anything else. When you don't know what an expert does, that's why you consult experts. Find somebody that can help guide you and structure you in the right way to get started on that, and to talk to you about how to go about raising capital and learn a little bit enough about it, because most people jump out there, they get real frustrated. It's like they just throw spaghetti up against the wall and hope it sticks. And they go talk to everybody they ever heard of that's got a little money in the bank and say, hey, when you make an investment, da, 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 da. So it's just really to take the time, understand how that process works, and then hopefully engage, whether it's a free resource or a paid resource, with somebody that can help you, be your tour guide through this foreign country landscape. It's a big help. It'll save you a lot of money, time, and resources to figure out where to go.
Fantastic, Vince.